Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone, and there were 2 televised games in the ISSA ManningCup on SportsMax 2 earlier today. In the opening fixture, Jago, who had lost 3 consecutive games, were hoping for better against a Holy Trinity team that was also in a bad run of form. And in the second game, Craig Butler's unbeaten Mona High tackled a Camperdown unit that was fresh off a 1-0 win against Wilmers last week. So, George and Lance, I know we were speaking about Mona High and their success today. What did you make of the team's performance?
Resilient, because they were held and then they were down against a very competitive, very good Camperdown team. And to see them fight and fight and fight and pull it out, it must, I'm sure Craig Butler would tell you that he perhaps learned something new about his boys today, that alongside the slicky football which they've been playing much of in many of the games this season, that there's also resilience among the ones, and that's always a good thing for a coach to know, that when they meet a team that is meeting them face to face in the trenches on the battlefield, that they have the resilience to pull it out. And I'm certain he would have been more pleased with this result than perhaps any that his team has registered so far this season.
Thanks, Craig Butler. Happy man this evening.
Yeah, he would have to be, and for the spectators as well. 7-goal games are usually good, especially when you have some great goals included in the 7. And usually when Mona High plays, there are some great goals that you will see. There was a 6-goal game as well with Wilmers and Papine, so lots of goals in the ISSA secondary schools football competition in Kingston today.
Yeah, well, Chris Taylor, he was in commentary duties and he recaps the best of the action.
High School is where we're at for ISSA ManningCup action here in round 1, and what a double header it would prove to be here on the grounds of Excelsior. Holy Trinity against St. Jago and Camperdown against Mona. Exciting football and lots of goals. Let's have a look at the first match. Holy Trinity versus St. Jago, and what a close contest it would be initially, and then St. Jago took things away. First goal coming after 16 minutes, Guyanese Marcus Tudor controlling here, and look at this from outside of the box with the left foot. Lovely strike, no chance for goalkeeper Graham, and it was 1-0 after 16 minutes. The 1-0 lead wouldn't last for long. They would double it 1 minute later, and it would be Jaden Jones to the far corner. Poor defending here at the back by Holy Trinity. And then a few passes here between the Excelsior teammates, and then into the far corner from Jaden Jones, his 2nd of the season. And St. Jago doubling their lead, 2-0 after just 17 minutes. Then Holy Trinity will work their way back, getting a penalty there. And of course we're here at Excelsior, but it's St. Jago playing. Same colours, and after 21 minutes, Medwinter with the finish into the far corner from the penalty spot, his 2nd of the season, and Holy Trinity back in the contest, but not for long. Goalkeeper Dawkins with the clearance downfield, and poor defending yet again from Holy Trinity. They're certainly totally out of sorts, and St. Jago making them pay, getting their 2-goal advantage yet again. And it was a number 10, J.D. Mitchell, with his 2nd of the season, 3-1 after 22. St. Jago going from strength to strength. They had already scored 5 goals earlier in the season. They would now add a 4th, and it was that man again, Tudor, Marcus Tudor. And look at this for technique. Kept his eye on the ball right throughout. Great instep strike. And goalkeeper Graham beaten for pace, 4-1 after just 28 minutes. Second half now, and Tudor had 2 and would make it 3. His first hat-trick in Jamaican schoolboy football, 3 with the left foot and 4 for Excelsior. Actually, yeah, great, and he had a celebration to go with it as well. Excelsior looking to come forward, but giving away the ball in the middle of the park, and then the substitute, Jamar Rowe, with the finish. St. Jago a bit lazy there in terms of the work in the middle of the park. And yeah, good finish again by Rowe, the number 2, his 1st of the season. And well, Carl Terrell had seen it all. 5-2 at the end of 90 minutes. St. Jago with a big 3 points. Our second match, the headliner, Camperdown against Mona. Mona flawless so far this season, 6 from 6. And they didn't even, well, they certainly didn't expect this tight contest. They got the lead early on, and it came from Kishane Gordon, who came on as a substitute for the injured Marlon Matthew Hibbert, and with the right boot into the top corner, 1-0 after 22. That was Gordon's 4th of the season, and what a way to start things off. They're number 7. At this point, we thought Mona would start to run away with it, but Camperdown fought hard and got an equalizer. McRae with the header, just his 2nd of the season. He's such a presence in the middle of the box there, number 9. And Devontae McRae, after just 23 minutes, made it 1-1. Mona, with their great attack and really pressing forward, would continue to come forward. Zane Pinnock, who came on as a substitute as well, would get his first of the afternoon. Whitfield with a crossfield ball. Pinnock kept his concentration and his focus and finished into the middle of the net. And Jones, not the best goalkeeping as well. Certainly wasn't aware, Jones. Didn't have his body in the right position. Didn't make himself big or his hands up either. And Zane Pinnock getting that. Camperdown once again fighting hard. Grizzle with the work in the middle of the park. The toe through to McRae, and he would grab his brace. Look at that over the top. Misjudged the bounce, did Gordon, and credit to Grizzle for putting in the fight. It would fall to McRae. Yeah, and after 34 minutes, it was Camperdown 2, Mona 2. McRae certainly causing a lot of problems for Mona. And on to the second half now. Mona continuing to press forward and really exploiting the left-hand side of the Mona defense. Ricketts on this occasion using his body well, getting on the inside of the defender, and then the technique with the instep into the far corner, flawless. And Camperdown, who would think, leading 3-2. Donovan Loftus in the thick of things. And then Mona had a moment. They were certainly pressing as the second half went on. Camperdown started to look tired. Bad marking there. Camperdown thinking the ball had gone out. It was still in play. Zane Pinnock with the finish into the near corner. His 2nd of the afternoon. And just like that, Mona were all square. 3-3. Things got worse for Camperdown as well. Coach Donovan Loftus coming onto the field. He was not happy with the call by any means. Well, neither was his management staff, and they were shown the red card. Sent off by referee Daly. And action continued. Mona continuing to press, and their leading goal scorer, Donhue Mitchell, inside the 18-yard box, kept his eye on it right throughout. And look at that for a volley with the side of his boot into the roof of the net. And all the heroics from Jones, well, they ran out. No way he could get to that in the top corner. And Donhue Mitchell, 13 on the season, and a big 3 points for Craig Butler and his team. 4-3 after 90 minutes. So the results, of course, Mona defeating Camperdown by 4-3. Hydel defeating Kingston High by 2-1. Big result there for Hydel to maintain their 3rd place position. And Wolmer's defeating Papine by 5-1 to remain 2nd in Group E, and this is how it looks. So Mona have played 7, they have won 7. Their goal difference 35, and they have a maximum 21 points. Wolmer's in 2nd position on 15. Hydel in 3rd, and Camperdown, with that unfortunate loss, remain in 4th with just 8 points, and a big struggle for Donovan Loftus and his teams. The games to come, Tuesday, October 11th, Hydel versus Camperdown, Mona versus Wolmer's, and Papine versus Kingston High. Royal Lakes, Mona High, and Papine High, the venues, all on October 11th. Our next match, it comes on Saturday. ISSA the Costa Cup action on SportsMax. Defending champions Garvey Maceo. It's the Clarendon Derby. Garvey Maceo against Vare Technical, live on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. 3:30 ECT. Well, some superb action here at Excelsior. Exciting matches, lots of goals, lots of action, top of the table clashes as well. And it was certainly exciting to bring it all to you. We look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Pleasant viewing. Take care for now.
Let's now hear from the coach of Mona, Craig Butler.
I think that the game was a very competitive game. Camperdown had a lot to try and prove. They had been a team that had been winning over the years. Mona High School is a new school in terms of the football side, and they got beaten by 9 before, so they wanted to come back and prove a point. They got the main players back. We have been suffering some injuries, so we had a very short team today. Very limited changes, a lot of people playing injured, and we just stuck to our system and did what we knew was the right thing. And very confident and pleased with my players. We had to switch players around, and the fact that we have trained all our players to play every position really paid off for us, because while players were tired in one position, they could get a rest in another and play the system and stick to the system. So I'm proud of them, really proud of the entire team, the coaching staff, Kyle Butler, Winston, Taylor, Shelly McFarlane, Dane Peralta, all of them, all put out. The principal came out and did his part. Very proud of the team today.
Now Gerard Morrisili, he spoke to assistant coach of Camperdown, Damien Stewart.
Performance was a good performance today. Played to instruction, and it was a fighting spirit from the team, but I think a few bad calls let us down today.
Yeah, I was going to come to that, the officiating. It seems at one point nothing was going Camperdown's way. Then the coach got a red card, Coach Donovan Lofters. Did that really play on the minds of the boys?
Yeah, you can see that played on the mind on the boys, because the boys were there and they always used to the coach on the sideline, and he was gone. But I think the calls of the referee killed the spirit of the team.
You managed to get 3 goals here today. Still in a very competitive position for a second round spot. What's the movement from here?
Obviously, we're going to try and secure that going to the second round. So the whole is down now and they start working again.
All right, team. So we spoke about the quality of Mona, but then looking at the stats, 7 out of 7 wins, it's like they can't get anything wrong.
Plus 35 goal difference. They're traveling really well. And I said last week that I'm working with them for the ManningCup this season, and I see no reason to change.
Yeah, coach Craig Butler said that he has trained all the players to play in different positions, which I found very impressive, because he's basically saying that another player can get a rest when it's time.
Yeah, well, he has a lot to prove, Craig Butler, because he is one of the most vocal and strident football voices in the country, heavily criticizing the Jamaica Football Federation and so on. And with good reason, speaking highly of his Phoenix Academy that, he has used to produce a lot of outstanding players, including Leon Bailey, who now is a star player in the English Premier League for Aston Villa, having left Bayer Leverkusen. So he is having his second season here as a coach in local schoolboy football, Craig Butler, and it will be good for him to stamp his authority on this level, just to emphasize the kind of work that he does with youngsters.
Yeah, George, do you think Mona, I know you said you're going with them, but can they keep up this momentum that they've already started?
Yeah. This part of the season is a slog, and they've had different kind of opponents, different kind of games, different kind of circumstances. They've passed every test, answered every question asked of them. I have no doubt that they'll travel well for the rest of the season.
Camperdown not getting the win today, but still quality football.
Yeah, it's a good team, Camperdown, and they showed it today, because they were leading into the second half against a very solid Mona team. So Camperdown would be disappointed that they're only 4th in the table at the moment, and a quality team. Let's see what they do from here to the end of the group stage to see if they can advance to the next stage.
What's for sure is we're seeing some exciting football in Jamaica's schoolboy football, and we look forward to seeing the upcoming matches. Take a quick break.